Hi, my name is Dr. Alissa. I'm a community psychologist, and I'm creating this video in partnership with the Center of Daring, an equity centered leadership consulting agency. The Center of Daring, much like the Kansas Leadership Center, believes that leadership is an activity, not a position or a title. Anyone can do it, anywhere, anytime. Throughout life, you'll experience a variety of interpersonal situations that provide you with the opportunity to practice leadership. And at times, whether professional or personal, your role may call for you to work through a situation or a conversation that you may not feel comfortable in or may disorient you from the interactions or responses that you normally have. Maybe a coworker brings up a discrimination concern to you, or maybe a client you're working with is in crisis. Let's talk a little bit about what happens in the body and brain in these situations. Dr. Daniel Siegel, a clinical professor of psychiatry at UCLA and executive director of the MindSight Institute, uses the hand model to explain a phenomenon called amygdala hijack. If we use Dr. Siegel's hand model, we can use our hand to represent a model of the brain. This represents our brainstem. This is the most primitive part of the brain. This can represent our frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is the part of the brain that helps us with reasoning, planning, decision making, things like that. Sometimes people refer to the frontal lobe as our higher thinking brain or our upstairs brain to imply that this part helps us with complex thoughts or critical thinking. And this part can represent our limbic system. Our limbic system is the part of the brain that works with emotions like fear. So our fight, flight, freeze, and fawn responses. This part of our brain is sometimes referred to as our downstairs brain or our lizard brain to refer to the fact that it's more of a primitive part of our brain. This is the part of the brain that responds to our basic needs of safety. Let's talk about what happens during some of these difficult conversations that lead to amygdala hijack. When our central nervous system senses something that it perceives as danger, our brain's emotional processing center floods our bodies with a rush of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This triggers the amygdala, which then overrides our frontal lobe and causes us to flip our lid. This washes out our ability to think rationally. When we do flip our lid, our amygdala takes over and puts the body into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. When experiencing stress hormone flooding, we may find ourselves yelling, over apologizing, feeling shame, anger, sadness, breaking down, or disassociating. When this happens, we need to re engage our frontal lobe and connect with our body. There are some techniques you can use to bring your brain and your body back online. This includes box breathing, taking a mental pause, or giving yourself time before making a decision in order to allow your stress hormones to dissipate naturally. Even though amygdala hijack can happen without our awareness, awareness is actually the first key to interrupting the process and making sure you can engage in these difficult situations with a much more calm and collected response. This is a three-step process: awareness, acknowledgement, and action. Now that you're aware of how amygdala hijack happens, you can catch it in the moment. Once your awareness kicks in, you can acknowledge it either to yourself or to the person you're interacting with, depending on the situation. Remember that you have to name it to tame it. Next, you can take action to disrupt it. This may include holding yourself accountable for the reaction that you may have had, acknowledging that you may have not had enough information to respond to the topic at hand, or simply taking a deep breath to help re regulate your body and emotions. The action you take can depend on its appropriateness for the situation at hand. By taking initiative to learn what amygdala hijack is and how to work through it, you're already halfway there. Keep leaning into the discomforts that help you harness your leadership skills. And remember, that courage is contagious. Thank you for watching.